Hello everybody and thanks for attending this short presentation around Oauth. I am Ramiro Castillo. I work for Dev Factories and with the role of account manager. So I came now and I'm very happy to be with you explaining a little bit around this technology for authentication. But starting with it, let's make a small difference around authentication and authorization. And let's see the traditional way of servers, so of client server authentication. So basically, a server has a pool of resources, and usually it has some users registered on those servers to consume those resources. So let's say, for example, that this person here wants to consume a resource. So first of all, this person will send a pair of credentials, traditionally a user ID and a password. The server will check in its database if this person or this user is registered. If he is, it will retrieve an authentication token that validates that this person exists on the server. Now that the person is authenticated, the next question to answer is what resources is he allowed to consume? So after checking, the server responds that resource A and B can be consumed by this guy. In the past, this used to work okay, and nowadays are actually working kind of well. Nevertheless, with the growth of distributed services, applications, web services, the demand of authentication and authorization has increased dramatically. And one user has services or has access to a different pool of services and probably need to consume some resources that exist on one server. So it's kind of tricky for a user to remember a lot of credentials and a lot of user IDs and passwords. There's where Oauth appears. And Oauth is an alternative for handling this situation in which an application or website has the ability of accessing user resources that are located on a specific server on behalf of that user without passing credentials. So looking at this diagram, this guy has user resources here on server B, and he is the resources owner. But let's say that he also has this application A that needs to access some of these resources on server B. Instead of this user passing through this application his user ID and password to server B, he just allows this application A to use the resources on server B. And the server will receive the, the authorization of this user to bring back those resources to application A through a token. So without entering his credentials, this user can consume uh, the resources that he has on server B through application A. This is basically the concept of Oauth. Let's clarify it a little bit more with a daily example that probably happens all the time. Let's say, for example, that Joe has an account on Google services, and through this account, he has access to Google Drive, Gmail, Hangouts, and the other Google Suite. But additionally, Joe downloaded to his iPhone an application for handling his personal taxes. This application uh, is able to retrieve some information that Joe has on Google Docs. So, using OAuth, Joe will authorize this application, this tax application, to consume only the services and the documents that he has on Google Docs. So this application will ask Joe if he wants to log in with Google account. He will answer that yes, and the application will send this answer to Google services. Google services will verify that the account exists, ask Joe again if he authorized the tax application to use the data and documents that he has on Google Docs. Joe will answer that yes, and with that answer, the application, without passing the credentials or without requiring Joe's to introduce the user ID and password, will retrieve the information from Google Docs that was what Joe's authorized. With this authorization, the application won't have access to Gmail, emails, or inbox, or to the Hangouts contacts, because he only authorizes to use the Google Docs service. To sum up, OAuth brings the possibility to make the life easier to our end users using just a single point and a single credential for authorize the use of some services on behalf of the user. This is a good way to give users this ability. I hope this short explanation will give you an overview and a good understanding of how OAuth works. And if you have additional doubts or you need more technical details around this, please send me an email and we can organize a talk or a meeting for clarifying any question you'll have. I'll be more than happy to help you with it. Goodbye.